Hello everybody, Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. This is one of my last two games, one of my last two spirits that does not have any level 6 adversary wins. Now I've only played the spirit twice, so that's really why. I just haven't given them a shot against level 6 adversaries. So I'm going to be taking them into Scotland level 6. And I do know that there is a strong reclaim loop with Wandering Voice that I haven't done in my previous two games, at least as far as I know. But since I am on board A and I got an initial Explorer in Sands, I'm just going to race for that reclaim loop, do the greediest build possible, and see if that works out. And if it doesn't, that's okay. I can redo this, but I'm going to go ultra greedy and see how that works. So, for my first turn, I'm going to grow growth 2, taking from top and bottom. I'm just going to go kind of towards the coasts so I can get ready for future turns. Alright, I get 1 energy. I have 2 card plays, but I'm going to be underplaying, so I'm just going to play Twist Perceptions. And that's it. I don't move. I do have fast powers, so let's go into the fast power phase. So I have Inscrutable Journeying. I'm just going to move my Incarna here. The reasons why will be clear in just a little bit. So let's flip an event for timing. Go into the build. I'm going to build 2 towns. And then we'll explore mountains. Okay. Well, I placed my presence wrong, but that's okay. So I'll go there and there. Now I go to slow powers, so I'm going to do Twist Perceptions. I'm going to add a Strife to this one because I want to stop that cascade. And then with Senseless Roaming, I can push this. So I'm going to push it into my A5 land. And then with Twist Perceptions, I can push it again. So I'm going to push it into A7. So I can just stop the Dahan from participating in that Ravage. May as well. It's going to Blight anyway, and I'd rather just save the Dahan. I don't want to lose one, so that's going to be my goal. Okay, so slow powers are done. I'm going to discard cards and go back to growth. Growth is going to be growth 2 again. 2 from bottom. Let's go into A2. As well as A8. Let's stay out of A1 for now. Do I need a sacred site? I might, but my Incarna counts as a sacred site, so it's fine. Okay. So that's that. I get 1 energy, and I'm not going to play any cards this turn. Super underplay. So let's just go straight into the invader phase. So we got the event. It's going to be no bravery without numbers. Invaders do not ravage in lands unless there are more invaders than the current terror level. Okay, well, that's fine. Then Prey on the Heedless in each lane with beasts, 1 damage per beast. Oh, I forgot to put my beast on the board. Should be here. And then leave the hostile land. In each land, push 1 Dahan per Badlands or Disease. Cool, cool. I can get that guy out of there. They're not going to ravage here, so I don't need to put a guy there. I'll just stack up in A3. Okay. Ravage and Sands, so nothing happens here. This one will ravage. Dahan are not participating in ravages because of Spread Tumult and Delusion. I'm next to that land, and there is a Strife in that land, so the Dahan will not participate. They'll just add a Blight, which is fine. Build in mountains. We'll build a coastal city. Can't give up another one. That, and I also can't forget Scotland 6. So exports fuel inward growth after the Ravage step. Add 1 town to each inland land that matches a Ravage card and is within 1 of towns and cities. Okay. Then explore mountains again. Oof, that's going to be scary. Alright, so I've got that. The escalation as well is coming, so the escalation is going to be to add 1 town to the end lands with the fewest towns, which I'll put into a 5. Okay, that's that. No powers, so nothing. So that's it. Discard cards. Go back to growth. It's going to be another growth 2. 2 from bottom. Let's go into... Still don't want to go into A1. I'm going to be able to add some strife there, but not enough. It is going to blight at least once. So that's okay. So... let's go back here, and I'll just go in there. Alright, I get 1 energy. I get to reclaim a card from discard, and then play my 4 cards, which is Turmoil's Touch, Twist Perceptions, Exhale Confusion and Delirium, and Frightful Keening. So all 4 of my cards cost me my 2 energy. And now we go into the fast phase. So first up, let's do Inscrutable Journeying. Alright, so I want to get some strife onto A1, I think, so I can clear that out. A6 as well, though, just so I can save that to Han. Might be a little bit better. So let's go. I've got a couple pushes here, so let's push him into A6. I'm going to add a strife to that town and push that town out. I'll just stack up into A5. Then I'm going to push my Incarna over to A1. Add a strife to that city, I think is fine. Yeah. Then I have the highest level Inscrutable Journeying, so I'm going to empower my Incarna. And then I'll do Exhale Confusion and Delirium. I want to keep the strife in here, so I'm going to use it on A1 to fear, and invaders with strife don't participate in Ravage. That's fine. Okay, so now we go to the invader phase. We get an event. We've got stage 2, so on to Fortification. After advancing invader cards, invaders build in one terrain not shown under any invader action. Okay. Beast attack, each beast deals 2 damage. Cool. Destroy that. Lose that beast, but that's fine. And then Coming of Age on each board, add 1 Dahan to a mountain or sands with Dahan. That's great. Get to counterattack there. Okay. So then we get the Ravage. Didn't get any defense here, but that's fine. I'll lose that. 1 Dahan will die, but then they'll fight back and kill those 2 explorers. Although they are going to do exports fuel inward growth, so maybe I should have had my thing there. That's fine. I'll figure something out. Okay, Ravage here as well. I'm going to choose to not make my Incarna present so it doesn't get destroyed. That will also cascade into the ocean. I've got a still healthy island, so invaders find the land to their liking. So I'm going to add 1 fear to the fear pool. Interesting. Okay. And 2 blight for player, one of which is going into the ocean. Alright. Then I get another town into A6 because I messed up and didn't isolate that land. That's okay. And then I build in mountains as well. It's a little bit scary. And then explore into sands with the escalation. Alright. So I'm not hammering my coast just yet. Escalation does have to go into A3, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to stop a city from being built there, otherwise I just lose outright. And yeah, board looks terrible, but now I'm in my reclaim loop and should be pretty strong. So let's go into the slow powers. So slow powers here, I'm going to twist perceptions. See, I can destroy both cities, so I probably want to do that. So yeah, let's, well, I can do it this way. So let's add a strife to A2 with twist perceptions. I can push the invader I added strife to, push the invader. So I'm going to push this city into A6. Then I'm going to use Frightful Keening to push my Incarna into A6. Add a strife to that city. And now I'll use Mind Shattering Song to do 1 fear per moon that I have, which is 3. And then I have the highest level, so for each sun moon, the pair that I have, destroy 1 invader with strife. I can also do the damage, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to destroy these 2 cities for 4 more fear. Alright, and yeah, we'll see how well that works. Don't have presence here, but I think that's fine. Maybe. Okay, I've got a couple fear cards, so I think I can make this work. If I eat horrible cascades, we'll see what happens with that. So I've got that. I'm not going to pay for Tormorrow's Touch because I can't. So I'm just going to discard cards and then go back to growth. And now I'm in my reclaim loop. Because I'm going to reclaim, add or move my Incarna into a lane with my presence. I'm going to go into A2. Actually, probably want to stack up even more things in there, so let's go here instead. Add a strife to that town, and I'm going to push that town into A2, or A1 rather. Okay. Reclaim my cards, gain 1 energy. I get 1 for presence, so I have 2 energy, so I can go back into that reclaim loop again. So I know at this point, the game's not solved. It's definitely sketch still. There's a lot of pieces on the board. But ideally, this will be the thing that I do the rest of the game. So I've got Inscrutable Journeying, again, the 2 levels. So let's push my Incarna in here. Add a strife to that town. Push my Incarna here, add a strife to this town. I'm going to use Exhale, Confusion, and Delirium in this land, so 2 fear. Invaders with strife don't participate in Ravage. And hopefully I get a fear card that will stop that 1 town from causing a bad cascade. So that's the goal. And I guess I'll push this guy out, because he's not going to get counterattacked by Lidahan anyway, so getting this stacked up is going to be better. I'll be able to do a big mind-shattering song there. Okay, so that's that. Let's go into the events. got Urban Development. During the next normal ravage, each city does +2 damage. That's fine. Lingering Plagues. On each board, add 1 disease. Ignore disease during builds this invader phase. Yep, 8-3. Fierce Main. 1 fear per land with invaders. We're Dahan outnumber towns and cities. We've got 1. So that's it. 2 fear cards. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with or adjacent to beasts. Unfortunately, I lost my beast. Defend 3 in coastal. That'll help. Okay. Overseas trade seems safer. So we ravage in mountains. So this is defended 3. They're only doing 2 damage, so nothing happens. This one's empty. Exports fuel inward growth, so I add 1 town to each inland land that matches a ravage card and is within 1 of towns and cities, but this land is isolated because of my Empowered Incarna. Build in sands. Explore jungles and wetlands. Really, it's just a matter of whether I have the action economy with this setup to keep up with Scotland at this point. Alright, now I get a slow powers, so I'm going to use... See, I don't have to worry about that remaining town in A1, I can leave it for right now. So let's go ahead and... well, maybe. Oh, they also explore here and here. Yeah. So let's add a strife into a 4. I'll push that invader over into a 1. How much damage am I going to do there? 3 damage plus a couple destructions. Okay. 3 damage plus 3 destructions. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it to push in there. I think I'd rather push out somewhere else. So let's go into A8. We'll just stop a city build, I guess. Add a strife into that. That will push it out, so I'll just stack up in A7. Oh, actually, before I do that move, I'm going to use Mind Shattering Song here. So 3 damage will destroy the city. Then I have 3 destructions, so I'll destroy 3 towns. For 3 more fear. Then do my push. And with the push, I also get 2 more fear. Still a ways away from Terror level 2, though. Unfortunately, that still healthy island might not help me too much. That gets pushed over here. Okay, a couple fear cards. I can probably count on a fear card to remove one of these explorers, so I'm not going to worry about that land too much. Instead, I'll focus on A7. So let's discard cards and go back to growth. It's going to be a reclaim again. So let's add my Incarna into A7. I'm going to add that strife into the city. I can deal with A3 later. I'm not super worried about it just yet. A2, I might have to let that go. We'll see what happens. Okay. So that was the move. Okay, yeah, I'll be able to help out. Okay, I get 2 energy. I'm gonna play my hand again. Don't know how much strafe I can get into this land. Unfortunately, I don't think I can do enough. So I might be letting it ravage. Don't love that, but I don't think I have a choice. Let's see. Fear cards, I have 2. Tire level 1, it's unlikely I'm going to get something that's going to defend like 6 there. That's the problem. That's a lot of defense that I need. So maybe if I can get it down to 4 defense needed, that'd be fine. Let's take a risk on it. So I'm gonna go here so I can stop this. Build, then go back in here. Add a strafe to one of these towns. I'm gonna do Exhale, Confusion, and Delirium, so 2 fear, and invaders don't participate in Ravage here. And we'll see what happens. So, an event. Putting down roots on an inland land on each board, replace 1 explorer with 1 town. Sure. Invaders do not ravage in lands with strife or disease. That's cool. That stops this ravage here. And then drive off the interlopers. Each player may push 1 town or explorer from a land with Dahan. Okay. I guess it's probably better to stack up an A2, so I'm gonna do that. 2 fear cards, terror level 1. Each player removes 1 explorer from a land with Dahan. Okay. And during the next normal explore, skip the lowest numbered land matching the invader card on each board. And it's going to be coastal, so that's fine, I guess. Okay, so it didn't stop this cascade, unfortunately. Alright, so let's Ravage in Sands. They're skipping the Ravage here. They will cascade there. Got Aid from Lesser Spirits. That's risky. But I'm going to do it. So 2 Blight. Let's add that Blight into here. Immediately draw 1 power card. Minor power. Plus 1 more. And I don't know. I do have Gift of Twin Days. That's pretty good here, actually. Alright, let's do Gift of Twin Days. Gives me another Sun Moon pair, so that's actually kind of perfect. Okay, that's my Aid from Lesser Spirits. That's the Ravage. Exports fuel growth inward. This one's isolated, so they don't get one there. Build in jungles and wetlands. And then we get Explore Coastal. And they are skipping the lowest numbered land, which is going to be 1. So we'll explore these 2 with 2 towns. It's a lot of towns. It's pretty sketch, actually. Alright, so explorers are reluctant. Now we go to slow powers. So I'm going to do Mind-Shattering Song. So, yeah, I can destroy everything there if I do that. So let's go twist perceptions as well. So I'm going to add a strife to this city. Push it into this land. Then I'm going to move into this land with Frightful Keening. Get 2 fear for that. I'm going to add the strife onto that town. And then push that town into A7. A lot of stuff in that land. And I'm going to use Mind Shattering Song on it. So I can do 4 damage. I get 4 fear now, thanks to Gift of Twin Days. So 1, 2, 3. 1 damage per sun that I have, which is 4. So I can destroy 2 towns. For 2 more fear. That does push me into terror level 2. And then I destroy 4 invaders because I have 4 Sun Moon pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4 for 6 more fear. 5, 6. Alright, so I do still have to deal with the coast. It is not in good condition right now. But I do have 3 Terror level 2 fear cards. I've got Gift of Twin Days, which is neat. Of course, my lowest cost cards are 0. But that just gets me extra fear, so that's fine. Okay, so discard cards, go back to growth. Reclaiming again. I'm going to add my Incarna into a 3. So I can add a strife to that land. Let's push that over here. I get my cards back. Play them again. I don't even have to bother getting the energy now. It's just 2 each turn. I wish I had gotten another air so I'd have the extra push here, but that's okay. Gift of Twin Days is probably even better. Alright, so Inscrutable Journeying. Going to push my Incarna there. Add a strife to one of these cities. I don't know if I can stop that, man. Well, I'll have a lot of fear. Push my Incarna in here. Add a strife. Push that into A2. I'll use Exhale, Confusion, and Delirium into this land, so 2 fear. Invaders with strife don't participate in Ravage. I'm going to use Gift of Twin Days to repeat Exhale, Confusion, and Delirium there for 2 more fear. So I will at least have 4 Terror level 2 fear cards, which might save me in A2. It's probably not, but we'll see. Okay, now we get to the Ravage. We've got Investigation of Dangers. Nope. Destroy the Unnatural. Invaders do +3 damage when ravaging in lands with presence. Prey on the Unwary. Each beast destroys 1 explorer. Don't have beasts. And rouse the spirits. Each spirit with at least 3 to haunt among its lands may use a slow power now instead of later. That's good. So let's go ahead and use... well, Frightful Keening. I've got a couple options. I think the push is better. Because getting a defend 4 or removing 2 towns is more likely. So let's push this into here. Add that strife to the city. do still have 3 towns there that are not strafed. We'll see what happens with those. Alright, 4 fear cards, start level 2. Skip the next normal build. That's potentially good if I can make it through this phase. Flee the pestilent land. Each player moves up to 3 health of invaders from a land with disease, or 1 explorer from an inland land. Not helping so far. On each board, remove 1 explorer or invader from a land with badlands, towns. Yeah, let's do this one. And Dahan Raid. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. 1 damage per Dahan there. Alright. And then unfortunately, we're going to have a Ravage here, which does go through. And I'm going to have a loss to Scotland 6 with Wandering Voice Keens Delirium. So, just a little bit too slow to set up. Again, going growth 2 3 times in a row is super greedy, so probably not actually the best thing to do. So it didn't quite work out. Maybe still going growth 3 times, just not underplaying quite as much as I did is probably the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, because you can do fear. I might try it again. Just a little bit different. And you do have to unlock that turn 1. Okay. Alright, I'll plan it out. I might run this back. We'll see. It was an interesting game. Wandering Voices, the reclaim loop is kind of silly. It's incredibly strong. If I hadn't let this board get completely out of hand and just blight a little bit too much early, I really would have been in good shape. Really, if this Ravage hadn't gone through, I probably would have been able to win this, because then I could have let this Ravage cascade in here. It would have been fine. I would have had 1 blight left. But then I could have started clearing out all of these lands. So, yeah. Definitely going to avoid it better with the isolate and maybe actually getting some counterattacks going, which is a good way to make use of the action economy here. I don't know. It was an interesting game either way. I'll go ahead and reset here. Might go for another. And, yeah, hope you enjoyed it anyway. So, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.